We are celebrating International Women's Day. All right. Okay, and we have a panel here of lovely creative queens. It's a special day. I've never done I've done many BOXPARK talks, but I've never done a full all-female panel lineup before, so I personally am very, very excited to be here. So can we get the energy up, please? Oi, 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 oi. All right. So my name's Fiona Hall. As I said, thank you. I'll pay you later. So as I said, I've done several BOXPARK talks, and we always talk about. Typically, topics are a little bit more controversial, but today we're gonna talk about something a little bit more wholesome. No, not today. Today's wholesome. She's like, oh, you didn't get the questions right. No, it's fine. Today's all wholesome, and as I said, we're celebrating women. So I would like to invite the panel to the stage one by one. So firstly, can we have KeleLeRoc, please? Can you guys make some noise for Kelly? Right. And secondly, can we have Mimi, the music blogger, please? And can we have Gabrilla Kingsley, please? Thank you. And last but certainly not least, can we have Lisa Maffia to the stage, please?
That's how you've got to reintroduce.
All right, so how's everyone feeling?
Feeling good.
Happy to be here. I'm so excited. I feel so excited. This feels nice. This feels wholesome. I just want to do a very special shout out to Lisa because I just used to watch you on TV.
I love you.
I can't believe that I'm here interviewing you today. It was crazy. I'm very excited. But as I said, we've got some questions. We want to talk about your careers. We want to talk about your journeys so far, what your plans are for the future, etc., etc. So generally, I'll ask a question and then I'll kind of pose it to each of you, and you can just give me your take on it. Yeah. So I think you guys should speak about what you do rather than me trying to. I'm sure there are plenty of things that I don't even know about that you guys are getting into. So left to right, Mimi, just let us know what it is that you do.
I gotta start first.
You gotta go first, girl.
Oh, no. I'm a music critique, content creator, tastemaker, blogger. Talk about music, argue, as you can see on the internet. Opinionated, but I'm just a lover of music most of all. But yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And Lisa, what about yourself?
Hi, I am Lisa Maffia, the very first lady of So Solid Group. I've been a musician for 21 years, but I've delved into other 21 years. 21.
21.
Oh my God, 21 years. Again, excuse the pun, darling. I've been a musician for 21 years, and I've delved into other industries now. I'm doing lots of different businesses, including producing my very own rum called Mafia Rum. I've got an interior design company called House of Mafia, and my very own booking agency that's booked my lovely Kelly right here and many others for 18 years now. So I'm just enjoying life, yeah, just loving it.
You're glowing, sis. You literally look like you're just so happy to talk about your career. You're like, yeah, everything's going so well. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Not always well. Not always.
We'll get into that. We will get into that. And Kelly, what about yourself?
I am a singer, entertainer, entrepreneur. I do epoxy resin. It was like, what's epoxy resin? Google it, but I'm really good at it and I really love it. I've also just launched a catsuit brand called Le Catsuit. I also dabble in a bit of interior design, which I love very much. And I'm on a TV show called No Housewives in the South, which is new. It's on YouTube, but you can also catch it. It's coming to Amazon Prime. And I think that's it. It's not it, but it is for now.
It's enough. You're like, it's not it, but we've covered most things. And what about yourself?
So I'm Gabrilla Kingsley. Unfortunately, I don't have as much as a long list of these guys, but I am...
It's because we're old. We've been here a long time.
I am a video director, so I predominantly direct in music videos and just recently started in commercials.
Amazing. That's dope. Nice. How old are you? Do you mind me asking?
31. I know I look like a baby.
Whoa. Okay, I thought you were gonna say like 20. just maybe 19. Like I would have taken it.
I wish.
No, I'm happy for you. All right, cool. So we'll start with you this time. How did you get started in your field?
I actually never knew that I wanted to be a director. It kind of just, it didn't just happen, but I went on a music video set for the first time when I was living out in America, and I just fell in love with the whole idea of like the production and everything behind it. So when I came back, I started to speak to people that I had already known in the film industry, And then that led me on to doing video production. So I started in music videos, producing music videos, and then I think about 5 or 6 months in, a guy that I was working with who was a director was like, oh, you know, you should direct because you're doing it without even realize you're doing it. Because I've always been a creative since I was young, so I kind of just took a shot at it, and 7.5 years later, I am still here. So,
wow, round of applause for that. I think we're getting a little bit of feedback. Just check that for me, please. Thank you. All right, and Kelly, what about yourself? How did you get started in your field?
So it's really funny because how I got my big break is quite serendipitous. So I was just really like focused on my career, and I was like, I want to do music. I want to be signed to a label. And so when I was about 16, my dad took me to meet these guys called Best Kept Secret. And I'd worked with loads of people prior to that, but it wasn't like it was nowadays, like everyone had a studio. No, everyone didn't. So I did various different things just because I really wanted to get into music. So because of that, I did really diverse kind of things just to like be in that kind of environment to learn, you know, and grow. But then my dad took me to meet Best Kept Secret when I was 16, as I said, and they were the first kind of production outfit that really kind of got where I was coming from and what I was doing. So we did quite a lot of work, and we released a track called Let Me Know, which got so much, you know, it got really well received and just got so much love. And consequently, off the back of that, I ended up going on tour with Mona Lisa, Total, and Horace Brown. Yeah. People were like, "Who are they?"
I know.
We know.
Because I was so young, I was a teenager. But yeah, and then then I had like all these different labels who wanted to sign me. But I was a fool because I signed to First Avenue Records instead. But that's another story.
Can we get into that story later? Lisa, what about yourself? How did you get started in your field?
So I originally started in music at probably unknowingly, probably about 17. Probably as a kid, actually, because I'm fully trained in Latin, ballroom, tap, modern, all sorts of dance. So I was in the yes, darling. From Brixton, though. Don't get it twisted. I'm from Brixton. Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I was always probably in the entertainment field, unknowingly to myself, that I never ever wanted to be a pop star or aspired to be a musician. It just kind of happened, and I think it's because in my blood and in my DNA I had music, and just really enjoyed it. And I met up with the boys from So Solid Crew at 13 years old. They were just my round the way friends. I was being the naughty teenager. I was venturing from Brixton up to Battersea, telling my mum I'm round the corner, and it's because I met a friend and she took me up there because that was her family's sort of area. Ended up with the boys from the So Solid Crew, and then at 19 they asked me to feature on my very first track, which was Oh No Sentimental Things. Unknown to myself, I didn't know that track would do anything. I didn't even think about it, just done it because they asked me to. And that track ended up getting signed, and I ended up with my own record deal a couple of years later. So I fell into music, but unknown to myself, I always loved being in music. It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
That's it's beautiful, and I'm a DJ as well as a presenter, but I cannot play a garage set without featuring both of you. Like it's it's impossible,
baby.
It's impossible. So I mean, it's given legendary at this point. But yeah, that's really interesting. I didn't have that context. So it's really nice to hear and just have a bit of background knowledge. And Mimi, what about yourself?
Well, it's working. When did I start? Like 2019-ish, but it was kind of like on and off. So I used to do like a lot of threads, breakdowns, etc. But I was really more of the American side. And so like Joe Budden used to talk about me on his podcast and all of that stuff. And it was kind of embarrassing. No, it was. It's really embarrassing. It was embarrassing because my name was Mimi 305 because I went to a girls' trip in Miami and I was just gassed up. Like, I'm from Miami. I'm really from Edmonton. Like,
Right.
Right, let's get into it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Then obviously my friend was like, call yourself Mimi the MusicBlogger. I'm like, all right.
Were you blogging at this point?
I was, I used to blog a lot, but
Right.
it was more of like Scissor, responded about my work, Wale, because I was more of the American side.
Of course, because in your head, you lived in Miami.
Exactly.
I get it.
So my friend was like, you know what, focus on the UK scene, like mainly rap, and just give that energy. So you know what, I was like, cool. So done that, and I went to hell because everyone was like, why is she talking like that? Who is she? Why is she's not qualified? And I'm like, yikes.
What qualifications do you need to be able to have an opinion on music? Sorry.
I was just a mouth. I just like music. And from there, obviously, Complex came along, then Amazon came along, then obviously met up with legends, met Lisa, met Hills, obviously even Usher. Then it was just crazy. I was living in a crazy place, basically, and being consistent with it. But in a way, I kind of created my own lane. Because it wasn't really like, what do you actually do? I'm just like, I generally don't know.
I just do what I do.
It's God's plan, child. I do not know. But yeah.
Okay, that sounds
cool.
Can
I just interject?
Of course.
Is anyone feeling this really cold breeze?
Yeah.
Because it's a bit cold. Whoever turned on the AC, please. Can we turn it down a little bit, please?
Just a little piece. Please.
He's
shivering. Okay. He's literally shivering. To be fair, though, kind of dressed for a different season. Kind of. Okay. I hear it. It's inside. I get it. We're inside. That was a reference for you guys. All right. So let me go to Kelly first. So was there a distinguishing moment or event when you knew that this is what you wanted to do? Or how did you know that this is what you wanted to do?
I think I always wanted to do music. I did want to be famous. I can tell the truth. I did. So when I was about 3, my mum caught me trying to mimic the Nicholas brothers doing, like, I was watching a musical of theirs, and so I went dancing from the age of 3. But initially I wanted to do like musicals. I love musicals. So I wanted to do like singing, dancing, extravaganza. But when I was 12, I had an operation on my knee, and I've got like bad knees now. So the doctor just said to me, look, professional dancing's out the window for you. Yeah, so I was like, all right, I'll be a singer. And then I started going to studio when I was 12. That was my, like, I started studio at 12, yeah.
Yeah. And then did it gradually, was it like, obviously you were still in school at the time, so you've gone to studio at 12. Was it like a regular thing, or was it kind of like a one-off, and then maybe 6 months later you went back, or how quickly did it?
My little sister's godfather, he had a little studio set up, so I started going to studio with him, so I would go regularly, like, every week. And he was the first studio I went to. But remember, I was saying that I literally would go to anyone's studio. It was probably a bit dangerous, actually. Come to my studio, little girl. Like, I would just go to No, because I was just like, I just wanted to really, like, I was so tunnel vision. I was doing The Secret without even realising I was doing it. I was so kind of focused on being a singer and, you know, honing my craft and just getting excellent at it that I would go to every... So because of that, I sung some songs, mate. I did one, like... I remember this, it was like this... It was like a gospel granddad song.
Sing it, please.
It went, I am coming home. I am coming home. But yeah, I did so many, like, I sung so many different types of things, but it all kind of, you know, helped me get the education that I needed to, you know, have that kind of studio discipline. And also it made me more versatile.
Yeah, of course. Well, it sounds like it based on that little preview that you just gave to us. And Gabriella, sorry. No, you were going to take a sip. Have a sip.
No, it's fine.
All right. So, so how did you know that this is what you wanted to do? I know you said that it was kind of, you kind of not fell into it, but was there a moment that you were like,
I mean, I definitely think when I directed, so I was very fortunate. My first ever music video that I directed was for Correct and Conan. It was a track called Falling.
It's a great start.
Yeah, it was a great start.
Oh my gosh, I literally love that song.
Yeah, it's
I
a great
can
song.
see the video in my head.
Yeah.
Banger.
So that was my first ever video that I directed. And even though I'll be honest, I was so scared because I hadn't gone to film school or anything like that to learn. Everything that I'd learned had been within that 6 months of working video production. So when I had pitched for the job and then I won it, I was like, oh my God, now I have to run a whole set of 40, 50 people and I don't really know what I'm doing.
And that song's quite old, isn't it? Like, maybe like...
Yeah, this was so the video came out in January, I think, 2016. So I think we shot it at the end of 2015, I would think.
So based on my calculations, you were like...
I was 23
yeah,
at
I mean,
the time.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
So I definitely think I had a bit of imposter syndrome at the time, but I just kind of did what I needed to do, and then by the end of it, I was just so happy when you have a vision in your head and then you see it come to life, and then the video gets edited and it goes out there, and the video did really well, and then from then I was just like, yeah, this is what I want to do, and I know since then I've loved doing it, and I'm not bored of it. I'm genuinely excited every day that I wake up and I get to do my job. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. I mean, can we get a round of applause for that? Because that's a great feeling. And if anyone has any questions or comments, just put your hand up and then I'll come into the audience. Otherwise, we'll do some Q&A towards the end. So, Lisa, what about yourself? At what point did you know?
Oh, sorry. Okay. What point did I know?
Was it after the song went crazy? After you jumped on sentimental tings?
I don't think it was actually, because when Sentimental Things came out, I didn't realize what was actually going on. I kind of was just going with it. My very first gig was a shambles. I had one mic like this. Myself and Romeo, I'd never been on stage before, only dancing. And me and Romeo had to, it's just a little things. And then he's like, oh no. It's sentimental things. Oh no. It was one mic. They called me Lisa Marie. I was gutted. So I think it was when I got to the end of that segment and going on to making No Good For Me with Oxide and Adreno. I think that's when I realized I can make something of this. It wasn't particularly what I want. I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to be a photographer. I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be all these other things. And music became my life. And it wasn't until I actually started to enjoy it that I realized, actually, I can make money from this, but I can also enjoy this. And I've never wanted to be a prisoner of my own unhappiness. So I've only ever made sure I do what makes me happy. So when it came to music, it had to start making me happy for me to fall in love with it, to make it my life. And it wasn't until then. So it's probably just after No Good For Me that I started saying, oh, actually, I quite like this. And then got used to it and started to build myself.
That's crazy, because that's quite far into the journey.
It is indeed, yeah.
I would have thought that you would have maybe had a moment prior to that, so that's interesting. How did you come up with your name, by the way?
My name is my name.
Wow.
Lisa Maffia is my real name.
Hello. Take this in, please. Take it in. No, because I thought your name was Lisa, but I was like, Maffia is such a dope name.
Someone,
like,
you know, just the other day, I was baptized the other day after, thank you.
Let's talk about it, baby.
Thank you. After 15 long years of searching for our Father God, I finally decided to take that plunge and to get baptized, and somebody congratulated me. And they said, oh, that is a great move. Now all you need to do is change your name. I was cracking up when I said, no, it's my real name. And I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I thought it was a stage name because you're affiliated with the, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I said,
it makes sense though. I'm sure you get it all the time.
Well, I wanted to actually change my name at the very beginning. What? I did. Because I don't know, even Cliff Richard ain't Cliff Richard's name.
But it does make sense.
Yeah, though. You want to change your name because it's your name and you want to be a stage name. So it's my name. I know it's a dope name now, but at the time, it's like, oh wait, a stage name. Exactly that. No, you can chase me anywhere, and he has. Like Mega Man and G-Man and Cage and Face, and they all had names.
Yeah.
Just Lisa Maffia still, like.
Honestly,
so,
I've been following your journey for however long, and I didn't know that was your real name. So I think you got away with it.
There you go, girl.
I think you got away with it. And question to Mimi. So at what point did you know that this was what you wanted to do? Was there like a moment?
Is it crazy that I don't have that moment?
I mean, no, not if you don't. But you do know that this is what you want to do, right?
Oh yeah. but
just check it. But there wasn't like a light bulb where you were like,
no,
this is fun,
Ooh.
or like
fun.
I can get paid from this. Do you know what I mean? There had to be a moment where you got
know
a check
what?
and you were like,
I'm
I
be
can
telling the truth, yeah.
Yeah.
Once a week, I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm tired.
Wow.
I'm over it. It's draining. I have 2 degrees. I can just go get a 9 to 5 and finance and investment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
All right, round of applause for that.
She's taking it all the way to the bank.
It's actually not fun. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Sound like, oh, it's amazing. No, it's actually not fun.
What? Sometimes or the majority of the time?
80% of the time it's not fun.
Mimi, please, because I'm gonna come over there and give
You
you a
makes me
heart.
want to
No,
cry.
please.
I respect it.
Wait, why is it not fun though?
Great question.
Getting cussed out, always being the only girl in the room full of mandem 24/7.
That's
and
me.
being
Girl,
questioned.
you with
I
me,
think
girl.
that's-
Don't worry, girl.
But
We
yeah,
together.
I know, but being questioned all the time, it's just, I can't. I'm tired. Sorry.
I want to give business advice here.
I was like, oh yeah, it's amazing.
I'm gonna give you a hug during the break. I feel
Like,
like
Yeah. I'm gonna find a way to switch this up to make you enjoy it.
Today
That's
that's
what
how
I
I
want.
feel.
to
That's
be.
how I feel. I want you to enjoy it. Like, of course, it's
no.
literally. I'm sure it consumes you. She's like,
You need to bring us out with you, and we'll just stick up for you, like your big sisters. Tell everyone to shut up.
The thing is, people can have their opinions, and that's all well and good, but it's working, bro. Like, you are doing
That's
well
why
in your
you're getting
field,
it.
So
That's why it's
what? And a lot of people are just stressed that they.
So much negative energy.
24/7.
It just brings you down. I completely
Yeah.
understand that, especially for an empath. You really take on that energy, and it is draining.
like cancer. I'm just like,
It sucks you dry, innit, babe? I know.
I'm crying.
I think a lot of the time, people on the internet, because it's 90% of the time, people on the internet, they haven't figured out what they want to do, so they project, and that's where the negative stuff comes from. You don't deserve it. I believe in you. Okay, and we're gonna figure. We're gonna have a little powwow in the break and figure out how we can make this a little bit more fun. Okay. Amen.
I don't want to be strong. I want to be weak.
I hear it. All right, so you touched on it before. So what would you say are the main challenges working in a male-dominated environment most of the time? I'm going to ask everyone, but as you mentioned it, and it was my next question, I feel like we'll start with you.
Obvious being sexualized. Straight.
Yep.
Um,
Give us an example. Do you have an example?
child, they're always talking about my motherfucking can I swear?
Absolutely.
They're always talking about my motherfucking titties. I'm tired, like, god damn.
Are these like colleagues,
Ugh.
alleged professionals,
Everybody,
or just...
anybody. It's
You got great titties, though.
I know. Thank you. No, but it gets jarring because it's like, okay, why? Okay, you think you know what you're saying, but look what you're wearing. I'm just like, child. I'm just like, I can sit next to someone who's my male peer saying the same thing as me. Yeah, he's the real, he's the goat. Da, da, da. If I said the same thing, why is she talking? Da, da, da. It's balance.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Do you feel like you get more negativity from guys or girls, or is it equal?
I feel like girls are really supportive, but some, I'm gonna be realistic because since it's a real talk and I want to tell the truth.
We want to keep it real.
Some girls do see it as a threat and feel like there's one seat in the table when really and truly it's really not that. Like, I'd rather be next to a girl and talk about music all day long, and I really want to normalize that a girl can actually say what she wants to say and normalize that. Like, we listen to rap as well. We go to the concerts. We do what we want to do. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, but with girls, sometimes it hurts from girls more than the guys. I feel like with guys, you can kind of expect it. With the girls' part, it's like, girl, come on.
Why can't we have each other's backs?
Sis.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So what are the challenges in terms of working in male-dominated environments, or is that your main one?
Yeah.
Being sexualized.
Being sexualized, yeah.
Yeah. And Lisa, what about you? Because yours was quite extreme, wasn't it?
Yeah, see, I was surrounded by guys.
This
so
is what I mean.
I've
It's
got
like-
I've got male energy. Like, I just kind of don't have it. So growing up with them, I kind of didn't get that attention from outside because I was surrounded by men. So I was very protected. And then going alone, I left with that energy. Like, don't tell me nothing. Don't say nothing. Objectification was rife back then. Unless she was going to strip off, you wouldn't get the center page of a magazine. Unless she was going to strip off, you probably wouldn't get that show or be put on that seat or, led in that direction. Unless she was going to sweet up somebody with bearing your skin. I was half tomboy when I first started out. I started out in tracksuits and trainers. I would not put on a skirt. That was me from childhood up until late 20s. Then I found my first mini skirt and I still wore my trainers with them. So I think I still had that boy edge. So I didn't really have to really face any of the objectification that was going on. It was my choice when I wanted to do that. I didn't really have to face it. So I feel quite lucky in some sense. And also I had that sort of really sort of don't mess with me kind of attitude towards that sort of energy. So yeah, I got away with it.
So in terms of, so that's like covering the, I don't know, guys like sexualizing women, but were there other challenges in terms of, so you're in a crew, there's like 20 of you, you're the only girl. Did you ever find that people would either disregard your opinion or not kind of take you seriously, or
Yeah.
want to, you know, want to speak? You might turn up as a representation and they're like, no, sorry, where's Mega or where's Romeo?
Yeah, fortunately, again for me, the guys pushed me forward, being the only girl, because they were up to badness as well. I kind of got that, let Lisa talk, she'll soften the blow. Do you know? So I kind of got pushed forward. I did kind of have to fight through them lot to be heard, because once, like, they'll be like, yeah, Lisa will go on first, and then we'll go on after. But once they get on the mic, they're like, all trying to push forward. So I had to scramble through 30-odd man in So Solid Crew to get to the front and grab the mic. So I was kind of fighting my own crew to get heard rather than the outside world, because when it came to the outside world, they either wanted me because I was the only girl and they wanted that female perspective on things, or the boys pushed me forward. I was kind of more fighting, Mega, move out of the way! It's my turn, where's the mic, Harvey? So it's like, it was that more, so I was, fighting my own. Romy, mate, man! Romy! Bro!
One extreme to the next at this point. You're very well spoken and like quite soft spoken.
Yeah,
and you just come with the.
Yeah, I've grown up, that's all. I've got a grandkid and all, you know, I'm like grandmother now. So, yeah.
Just calm down now, it's calm down. And Kelly, what about yourself? Like, do you?
I believe I possibly was objectified, but I didn't notice. I think I'm one of those, you know, there's like an old school Jamaican saying, Duffy knows who for frighten, which basically means ghosts know who to scare. But they just knew I weren't the one, you know them ones. You know, like, if Harvey Weinstein asked me to suck his for a role, I would have said no. Do you know what I mean? And I wouldn't have got the role, but I would have said no. And I think those kind of people that, you know, that are predators on those type of individuals, they know the type of people that they can target. And I'm not one of those targets. So I would say in that regard, no. Have I been in sort of precarious situations? Yes. And then I exited myself from those situations because, again, I don't play like that. Being a female in quite a male-dominated industry, I mean, again, I don't have a black chip on my shoulder. I don't have a woman chip on my shoulder. So I just take it all in my stride. If I see some shit, I call it. I'm like, hang on, why is there no women on the lineup? Get a woman on the lineup. What's wrong with you guys? And we leave it at that. But, you know, Lisa can testify to this, is that the garage scene, which is what I'm predominantly in, is such a nice industry. And it's like a family, and everyone's just quite bubbly. Everyone more or less gets along. So even when I go to a gig by myself, it's like I'm surrounded by big brothers and family. So even if I'm the only woman on the lineup, I don't feel, you know, vulnerable in any way. I feel like I'm, you know, connected and protected. Yeah.
You guys have got nice stories. They're like polar opposite to what Mimi's experienced.
Don't worry, we're going to sort Mimi out. Don't worry, man. We're going to change things over.
Gabriella, what about yourself?
I guess it's a little bit different for me because I'm obviously like behind the scenes, whereas all of you guys are in front of it. So for me, I mean, I've definitely been through situations like similar, sexualized. Like when I go to set now and I'm working, I wear a tracksuit. I don't wear makeup because of situations that have happened in the past. And I think a lot of it sometimes as well, for me anyway, in my industry, it's ignorance. And also I work in an environment, especially in music videos, where the setting's very relaxed, so people almost forget sometimes we're still in a working environment, and because people are drinking and smoking and like things like that, sometimes certain lines end up being crossed. But I think a lot of the time, sometimes it's not so much that it's intentional; it's just feeling too comfortable and then like crossing certain boundaries. So I think over the years, I've just learned to hold my ground and call people out when I need to, but just doing it in a manner, in a way where it's not, because, you know, as women, I think if you come too strong, it's, oh, you know, she's a bitch, like, nah. So, like, there's certain ways that I think that you just need to approach it. But apart from that, I mean, I definitely work in an industry as well where it's like a boys' club. Like, I've been doing what I've been doing for coming up to 8 years now, and I don't really get nominated for awards. And even though some of the videos I've directed have been some of the biggest videos on, like, XYZ platform, and I just think, you know, that comes with, like, the network and, like I said, it kind of being a boys' club and, like, them all wanting to stick together. So that can be a bit difficult sometimes, but I just don't really let it affect me or stop me from doing what I need to do.
Okay. Can you tell us about some of the videos that? Because I feel like you're holding back. We're here to celebrate. So
I wanted to say it so bad.
No, you know what it is?
I wanted to say it.
Please.
I hate doing that. It's always actually normally like my friends or something if I'm somewhere and they're like, yeah,
Are your friends here?
Yeah, they're here somewhere. I don't.
Hey.
Because
It's
I
okay.
hate,
Come through.
I hate doing like the name drop thing. It's not really.
Even
like,
if
my
someone,
thing.
even if someone
Do it.
directly,
Can you please just do it?
Okay,
please.
so I directed RD and H's War video. I did Fireboy DML, Peru record with Ed Sheeran. I've done a bunch of other RD stuff. Like I said as well, I came from production too. So even before I started directing as well, I was like producing a lot. Directed for Akon. Recently did something for Nina Simone's like estate for her.
That is cold.
Yeah. For her like birthday with her family and the label over in America. So yeah, like I've been doing it a long time. So the sheet's very long. But
Take your flowers. Take your flowers. Take them. Yeah, that's dope. That's impressive. So you said something else that I wanted to touch on, but then you said Ed Sheeran and Fireboy, and then I lost my trail of thought.
Okay.
So I'm going to move on to the next question. A question for Kelly. What is your favourite thing about working in the creative field?
I think it just feels like it's not a job because I love it and I enjoy it so much. And I would say probably my favourite parts of what I do are creating, so like being in the studio, making music. And obviously I'm a creative as well. Like I said, I do epoxy resin, so I love doing that. And performing, which I get to do like most weekends. So I'm actually just living my dream life, which is a blessing. And it affords me the lifestyle that I live as well. So it's a you know, people say, do you get bored of singing that song? And I'm like, never. I want to sing it till I'm like old and grey. I am old and grey.
No, you're not. And same question to Lisa.
Do you know what I
feel like
love?
you
You know what I love? I love that the music industry opens you up to so many different opportunities. The entertainment field is crazy. You literally can do anything you really want to do. Whether you got fame or not, if you're still in the scene or if you're still busy and still, you know, mixed up with other artists, there is so many opportunities. And I love that because I love business and I'm a Gemini and I'm also a nutter, so I just kind of like switching things up. I get really bored really quick. So as soon as one thing's almost done, I'm like, okay, on to the next. Hence why I run 5 different businesses because once they're running this, I'm like, yeah, let's do something else. So I'm really thankful, and I give thanks that I get to do all sorts of things within my industry.
You just prompted another question, but I'm going to ask you guys first, and then we'll come back to that. So Gabriella, what about you? What's your favourite thing?
I think firstly for me as a director, I think being able to create something and like leave it behind forever, even when I'm not here, it will, well, unless YouTube fails one day forever, but I don't really see that happening. But so definitely being able to just put like my art out there and for it to be able to be seen and like shared with the world. And I think also I do a lot of mentoring for young women in film, because when I started, there wasn't literally any women that were directing. I think a lot more so now. The industry's definitely changed and it's advanced, but when I started, there wasn't. So I knew a couple years into my career that was something that I was really passionate about, and I've continued to do. And I think the best feeling ever is like having a young girl come up to me that's shadowed me on set and just been like, you've made me realize this is what I want to do. And also being able to see people that I've helped go off and do really amazing things. Like I have a girl that I used to mentor and used to come on set with me. She was a photographer and she's now on tour with Burna Boy and is like his official photographer.
Wow.
So something like that for me is the fact that I got to be a part of that journey and help you and encourage you. Yeah, quit your job, do this full time. Like I believe in you. And she went and she did that. That's kind of more satisfying than even the work that I get to do. So yeah.
That's a beautiful story. That's really nice. That's fine. So maybe I really want to hear your answer.
For what? For this?
What's your favourite thing?
No, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be
okay.
nice. My favourite thing, I feel like I'm constantly healing my inner child in many forms. So
you lot are going to make me cry with these answers.
Why?
Like, they're just beautiful answers. Like, okay, sorry, please continue.
You're making me Are you crying?
No, because
Stand up.
do you know how beautiful that is? Like, as a response to that question, that you're like healing your inner child on a
This
daily
is why
or
I
weekly
chose these,
basis.
lot, you know, because there's something special about all three of them.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's all right now. I'm gonna let you finish.
I feel like because music's always been in my life, always since I was a kid, my dad used to drive around and play Usher to Britney, then to Coffee, then to like different genres. My dad kind of opened that door for me. Then going to like secondary school, I was that loud mouth kid in the back of the classroom. You guys don't know about this song. I got that. I was like doing that. Then just like it's like different steps in my childhood, kind of like doing a full circle moment. Like my first ever CD my dad got me was Usher. The next time meeting the man face to face, I was like, you know, you got my first CD. He was like, what? And I put him in the phone with my dad, and it was just little things.
Full circle moment.
It's like,
yeah.
it's like even me and Lisa, I was like, the first thing I told Lisa, I said, wait, you know,
Hello?
girl, you know.
Hello.
Ask her, like, I was literally like I'm constantly feeling like a child in a candy store non-stop. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's great.
Don't that tell you that's because
worth
it's
the
supposed to be for
self-destroying.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's meant for you. It's just you need to.
Find the
All right,
love.
we'll talk after.
Chat,
anyway.
okay.
Whatever.
That sounds like balance.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's balance. So based on what you were saying before versus that has to outweigh the fuckery. It has to.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. It has to, because that's beautiful. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
And
thank you.
honestly, all of your answers are just. Obviously, I'm in the creative space as well, and I can kind of relate to everything. That
Can I just say
everyone
you
said.
are so good at what you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's talk about it, girl.
you know you're gonna make me cry though.
Stand up.
Do you know what? Since I had a baby, yeah, I just get
What?
so.
You look
I get
about
so
15.
emotional.
Wait, congratulations.
I mean, sorry, he's 3. He's not. He's a toddler. I'm like, it wasn't 2 months ago. Like, he's 3 years old, but no, I know. Since I had a baby, he's like, Mom, like, no, but seriously, something changed in my. Honestly, I feel like I'm still in them because I never used to cry, and these days I'm like, oh my god, what? Literally, it just hits me out of nowhere. So, do you?
Yeah, especially like if Women's Week is approaching, we all know, right? Like I have this like little inner dialogue sometimes. I might be doing something really basic and say like, you know, when people like stop in front of me and I'm like, fucking stupid bitch, move out of the fucking way. I'm like, Kelly, you're so horrible. What's wrong with you? And then I know my period's coming. And then I'll be watching something on TV and it'll be something really like seemingly benign and I'll be like, just crying. And then I start laughing because it's so preposterous that I'm laugh crying. I'm going,
Oh no.
if men
It's a
only
combo,
knew,
it's
if
a
they
combo.
only knew, like it's mad.
Yeah, I don't know. We're a bit all over
She
the
said,
place.
I'm not fighting for your life.
And the thing is, you're a Cancerian, so if anything, you're supposed to be a little bit more. My mum is a Cancerian, and so is my sister, and the tears are flowing.
I'm a crybaby. Like,
Okay, so you can relate.
Yeah, I can.
See, I'm a cry rager.
But I
Don't
have
make me
to
cry, I get angry.
I have to run and cry. After that, you can't see me. Like, I gotta go. I gotta leave.
Oh, are you much of a crier? I can tell.
No.
You're like, I can't relate. I can't relate. V.
It just depends what it is. Like when I start, but it takes a lot to get me to start.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's fair enough. All right, so last question before we go to a break. Everyone has spoken about their businesses, and I know we're all super busy. How much sleep does everyone get? I'm just curious because I feel like I don't get enough.
Okay, I'm going to
I
start
get
with me.
loads.
You know why? Because I had only 4 hours sleep last night, and I won't be home. I got up at 5:30 a.m. this morning, and I will not be in my bed until 3 a.m. because I have a show after here. So, yeah, that's my normal weekend ritual.
Standard weekend. But do you catch
Yeah.
up during the week?
No.
Okay, sure.
Monday is my Sunday because I have church as well, and I serve at church every weekend. So it's on Mondays. I get my Monday has become my Sunday, and that's my day that I get structured for the whole of the week, and then just take time out.
Okay, cool. How much sleep is everyone else getting?
It depends. Like, it can be a quiet week and I'll be like, yeah, I'm cool. Then it can be really hectic and boom, boom, boom. I'm like, oh, I gotta sleep. I gotta take a nap. I'll be taking a nap in the cab. I'll be like this.
Naps
yeah.
are key. Naps are key.
Literally.
Kelly, what about you?
I try and get 8 hours, and I'm one of those types of people, like, I'll look at the time, and then I always go, 8, 9, 10. Like, I count that, you know, like, add it on, right, okay, I need to wake up at that time. Yeah, but what I've noticed is as I've got older, my body's like, you're getting up at 7. I don't care that you had 2 hours sleep. So I get that, but then what happens is she like does me good during it. So like during the week, being self-employed, I can just have a disco nap, and like sometimes I'm like I get in from the gym and I'm like I'm going to bed, and I just get into bed at like 1 in the afternoon. Yeah, so I'm lucky like that.
That's another thing with the flexibility, though, isn't it? Sometimes the naps are just on a Tuesday morning. Like it is what it is. But you said that you get 8 hours. Is that right?
I'm a sleeper. Like I'm.
Right.
They're
like, yeah, she's never awake.
I'm like, my friends know me. I'm the one that naps. Like in the middle of the day, I'm like, yeah, like I'm going for it. Obviously, if I have a really crazy week or a few weeks back to back where I'm like in production and shooting and things like that, then yeah, it can get a bit crazy. But I'm really mindful of my sleep. So if I know that I'm lacking, I'll be the person to turn around and be like, I'm not coming out tonight because I just want to sleep. Because you know what it is as well. I think in our industry, I don't know if you guys find this, I feel like people like to glamorize the fact that they don't sleep, and it's weird. It's like people almost
team no sleep.
It's almost like people want to show off the fact, yeah, I'm so busy and I didn't sleep until this and this, and I'm like, guys, that's actually not good. Like it's actually not good, and it's not healthy.
Sleep, yeah.
And I get it, things can get really crazy in our in the industry, and sometimes it can be really back to back, but your health is the most important thing more than anything.
100%.
And if you run yourself down into the ground, you're going to get sick, and then you're going to be off work for the next week or two anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And you'll look
crusty.
Kelly said. All right, so we're going to go to a break. I just want to make a point because there's a majority of women in the building. So you know they sell those gold under eye. They really work.
Do they?
Okay. No, because about 2 weeks ago I was suffering from no sleep, and the bags were starting to hit me. Like you could just see the exhaustion under my eyes. Put it on for 20 minutes, mate.
Okay,
Right as rain.
Were they Maya Drummers ones or just anyone's?
Say that again.
Were they Maya Drummers or anyone's?
No, not my. I didn't even know she had any. So not my.
I didn't
not
know
my,
that either.
No, not my Jammer's one. I mean, I found some on Amazon. I can send the link.
Send the
We
link.
need
Right,
the
I'll
link.
put it in the
Sarah.
comments.
We need the link.
All right, so let's go for a break. 15 minutes, and then we'll pick up from there. All right, thank you.